And I had an experience where I went to this place and there was this being there. And it was in a jade palace, and there was these big knights, these like Chinese knights and that. And there was this big like deity sitting on a throne. And he had 6 eyes. And he said, I want to offer you psychic powers. Change the world type of psychic powers. And I was like, oh, no thanks. I said, no, I don't fancy that. I said, can you imagine how cruel that is? I said, imagine knowing everything that everybody's thought, even people who think love you, and you go in and they're like, here he comes. That's not good. That's not a good place to be. And he said, yeah, but you can use him for this and that. And I was like, nah, sorry. I said, I'm struggling to deal with the ones I got. And he tried to do a bit of like a reverse psychology. He said, well, that's why you should have them, but. And I was like, oh, no, I'm not falling for that one. I'm not falling for that one. And so I didn't have him. And he kept on, and I kept going to meet different beings and different things, and I saw some of the most wondrous stuff. And I travelled around the universe and met other races, and I just embraced. I just thought, oh, well, I'm in it doing it. Let's go. But then this one day I was sitting in my garden, and I'd had a bit of a stressful day, and as life can throw so much stress to do. And I was sitting in my garden, and I wanted to talk to someone I love. I needed a bit of comfort. And lo and behold, evil comes in again. Boom. And by now, through this meditation, I had different forms. I'd even met my highest self, which was kind of weird because I was sarcastic, even as my highest self, which kind of made me laugh. But this being come in, and I just thought, I'm not playing, I'm not getting my armour on, I'm not using whatever I can. And I just, in a rage, I went, leave me alone with all I am. And this energy came from me and just blew this thing away. But it also blew my garden away and where I was. And I was standing in like an auditorium, like a circle, and there was all these different beings around me. And this was realer than my meditation. This became like almost reality, like pure, just, it's hard to put it into words. And they seemed like a panic, and I was back in my garden. And I thought, whoa, what was that? I don't know. And I did it again because I'm still in that frame of mind. I was like, no, what was that? I pushed this energy out, and there was these beings, and I was like, what's going on? And they were like, we are sorry, we have been testing you. And we have been trying to find the connection between the physical and the spiritual. The connection to God. And what's next for us? What are we supposed to do? That's, I think, what they were looking for. And there was in this Council of 12, but there was one other being that came in and out. And I said, what's that being? And they said, we don't know. They don't talk to us. We think they're angels. That's where God is. Like, that's a being of God, directly from source. So, I thought, right. I said, what did you do that to me for? Like, and they said, sorry, we are sorry. We had to know. We got to know, like, we're looking for it. We've been looking for it for a long, long, long time. And I was like, oh, right, that's a bit of a weight to bear, like. So we started having conversations. And they were asking me how I felt about the world, what I thought should happen to the world, how I felt about love, what it meant to me, how I felt about life, what was the right thing to do with life, and how to treat others. It just went on, these questions, and it started regularly in my meditation. And I was there this one day, and I was meditating, and I had quite some funny experiences with this council as well. There were some moments that were quite bizarre and amazing. And in this as well, my grandpa had passed. And I'm still thinking now, I've got to be honest with you, and I'm going to tell you the truth, this is in my head. And my grandpa had passed, and my grandpa was my hero. I named my son after him. He was everything I aspired to be. And Gwen brought him through. And she knew stuff she couldn't possibly know. She wasn't on Facebook. She wasn't into social media. This is an 83-year-old lady who had lived her life as spiritual as you can possibly be. And she brought him through, and she knew stuff that was impossible to know. Impossible. She didn't pick this up from me. I didn't feed this to her. I didn't give it to her. She just knew. She was talking to my grandpa. And that changed something in me, for starters. But then this one day I was meditating, and Jen said to me, Rich, I think it's time. I think you're ready. And I said, ready for what? She said, for this. And all of a sudden this light, this pure, and I can't quite explain it. Many of you who will watch this, who have experienced this, will understand. But those who don't, I can't put it into words. I can't sell it. I can't even explain it myself. I can't. There is no words. That's all I know is love. That's all I can tell you. It is love at its core. And I stood in front of this light, and I have never felt anything like it. I felt connected to the universe, to everyone and everything that's ever been. And I was back at source. That's all I know. That's all I can tell you. Oh my God, and it filled me with such love. And it took my fear away of everything. Everything. Nothing. You would be, if you had this love inside you, in that moment you would fear nothing. Love fears nothing. Hate fears everything. Love fears nothing. And I was taken to this place, and I think you said it was like the Tower of Babel or something. It was where all information in the universe was kept. And I was said that you can know anything. You can know the beginning, you can know the end, you can know all of it. There's the answers to everything. And I was like, oh, I'm just kind of happy just to be here at the minute. I'm just give me a chance to take it in. And I was kind of shown, I think, because they did say that what I would be shown, I will forget. And they said, you can ask her. I said, well, bit of a double-edged sword, that, isn't it? What's the point in knowing if you're going to forget it? Well, they said, you won't 100% forget it. Unfortunately, that can't happen once it's in. Like I always say, once you see it, you can never unsee it. But it will, if you know it, you won't have the drive to find out in the real, in existence. So I think I had luck, to tell you the truth. I think I went unnosed. And I learned about the beginning and the end, and everything in between. And I know that I was loved, and I was created through love to exist. So God could exist in the physical, and with all the parameters that comes in with free will and love and hate and learn, because there was energy and thought before anything else. That's what I was shown. That came first. Everything else came after. And we are the product of that life force wanting to exist in the physical. And that's what I was shown before all this science malarkey came out, before it came out in the media and people started saying it, because other people had I've started saying stuff like that. If you look at The Secret, Thought Create Reality, and if you look at the light wave experiment, it's all there. And I started to see it, and I think, oh my God, that actually makes, this is it. Like, this came after this meditation, these experiments, and these things that people were saying. So this is giving him more and more strength and more validity, and I've still got this love I feel inside me, and I want to share it, and I want to tell people.